Nerd Soul.
Word up, word up. Lay Ill Kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that Street Geek and Nerd Soul. What is up, my people? Today, oh yeah, coming with another wonderful episode of That's Right. I ain't telling you no lies. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Nerd Soul Gaming. We gonna have some fun today, you know what I'm saying? But make sure to hit that like, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Because we ain't up in here by ourselves. I'm joined by someone who's so good in the FGC that people feel not only pressed, but people feel accomplished by beating this man, or at least attempting to beat this man. Shouts out to Open Mind.
Blessings, blessings, blessings to the nerd family. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? I know
Oh
what it is,
man.
nerd man. I am a wanted man out here in these FGC streets, man. They got a wanted poster in the online FGC. If you see Open Mind, take them
Yeah.
down. $10,000 reward. I don't like it. I am a villain out here, and I don't even try to be, man. I'm having fun.
It's like I ain't even trying to do nothing. I'm just trying to mind my business.
That's
But
it, man.
well, we got a we you sent me a link to like a kind of like a breakdown from the I'm trying to think, make sure I get the name right. The Japan Fighting Game Developers Conference. It's something like that.
Well, it was
Uh,
Harada's bar, and I
Oh,
didn't.
I thought this
I
was
didn't.
came from the conference.
No, no, no. I didn't finish
Oh.
watching all of it. I watched a little bit of it, and I was sending you the clip so that you could like check it out. It was Harada's bar, and
Hmm.
Harada kind of brought the idea up around the round table. So all of them, the companies that you saw in the thumbnail, they were
Yeah.
all at his bar. So it wasn't a
Ah.
conference because Harada got a podcast. It's Harada's bar. It's his podcast. So he invited those guys on. I just didn't finish watching the full thing, so I'm kind of like I'll speak on it what I know, but I didn't finish the whole like episode. So
Word.
I only have
Word. Okay. Okay.
a little bit. So we can go by the concept, but I really don't know what all was said because I just didn't finish it. I've been busy.
Cool. And I'll make sure I peep that out too. But
Yeah.
the article breaks down and at least this part of the conversation. And the article says, can the ultimate fighting game crossover ever happen? Katsuhiro Harada wants to create a king of fighters of the entire industry. Um, and of course, it shows Capcom, Bandai Namco, ArcSys, NetherRealm, SNK, and Sega.
Pretty much all
That,
the fighting game developers, all of them coming together.
yeah,
Maybe
that,
with the exception of NetherRealm, with the probably with the exception of NetherRealm, but everybody else coming together for a big all-out product. Not Smash Brothers Battle Royale, but more like all like I guess the idea, the way they're painting it in this thing. This is where my understanding of it. Like I said, I didn't finish the whole episode. My understanding of it is, let's say you got Namco, you got Capcom, you got SNK, all these different
yeah.
developers who make fighting games, all coming together hypothetically in a dream world because this is not something that's actually happening. This is an
Hmm.
idea that they were talking about,
Yeah.
and this is Street Fighter cross Tekken cross SNK cross Capcom cross whatever
Across
all of them.
everybody.
And let's say you grab maybe maybe 5 to 10 characters from each franchise, right? From each game. 5 to 10
Yeah.
of the best characters from that game. So everybody's not gonna show up. Of course, you're not gonna get every character from Street Fighter, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But the best. And then Harada said something to the effect of it could be 2D or 3D, it could be tag battle, it could be whatever. It's just that it'd be nice if we could pull that off. But everybody would have to swallow their egos or something to that effect. I don't know, maybe not exact words, but
Yeah, because he was basically saying like the developers probably think it's something cool, but of course, when the adults get in the room, i.e., all the lawyers and everything, it
all
gets a
the
little
look
bit harder to
right,
try to iron this stuff out. Like who's
right.
going to pay for what, uh,
Licensing,
licensing.
whose cut is what, who
Yep.
gets to decide and determine everybody got it's going to be a lot of chiefs and not enough Indians on that project.
Yeah. Because Sega and I hope I'm not messing this up, but Seiji Aoki said not just a collaboration. It would be cool to create one big product with everyone. I'm
So
down with this,
now
but
listen, since we're doing the podcast, let's throw some ideas into the ethers for that. That's like sub ideas, right? Like you know how you make a bulletin or bullet points, and then not bullet, but the I can't think of it right now. It's like you make the little bubbles, and you draw lines and connect the other bubbles for ideas.
yeah,
So, the
uh,
circles.
yeah,
You know what
I
I'm
know
talking
what you're
about,
talking
right?
about.
I'm
It's
40
escaping
years
me
old.
right
I ain't
now,
been in
but yeah,
school. I ain't been in school in a while. So y'all just follow. And then you can, and then of course you throw your ideas in too. So let me go first. This idea, this battle royale game. Let's say that they make it crossplay. Got to be crossplay.
yeah, yeah,
Off top,
yeah.
off top. They would, if we could have, I would say it should be 2D and 3D. Now follow me here. Follow me here. Because I'm trying to like, I know I'm stalling, but I'm trying to like, not trying to get the words right. Okay, you know how Tekken Tag Tournament had the option to play tag battle and single battle, right? Remember that? Like you could
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's Tekken Tag, but you don't have to play with two people. You can actually play one on one. So was Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
Oh,
Street
okay,
Fighter
okay.
Cross Street Fighter Cross Tekken is a game where you're not forced to play tag battle. You can play one on one, and I don't know. I might be wrong on that Street Fighter Cross Tekken, but I know for sure that Tekken Tag Tournament you could play solo battle, and
Okay,
of
okay.
course King of Fighters 14, all like the King of Fighters franchise has the solo battle option where you can go into the fight with team or you can just play solo online solo. Like that's the option in SNK. So take that concept where you can play two, and of course it should be two different rank systems, of course, solo ranked and tag ranked. So let's take the concept of having two different options in a fighting game and expand the concept into this hypothetical battle royale that they're talking about. And let's make it 2D and 3D, where let's say Tekken is automatically 3D. They're coming from a 3D world. So let's say you want to play with Tekken characters on this game, where you can select the option to make the entire game a 3D fighting game, and you can make the entire game a 2D fighting game. And I know that's
Wow.
and it's not asking for much because here's why. First of all, if y'all even take on this big ass project, automatically it's going to be expensive. So
Yeah,
so so get some developers who can make the 2D fighting version of it, and then get the 3D fighting developers in there to cover the 3D section. All y'all come together like Voltron, and then if when we the players go to the menu, I don't feel like playing 3D today. I want to play some 2D side scroll, and then you got your rank in your 2D, and you got your rank in your 3D. So everybody is not forced with the whatever the state the game is in,
I
2D or
got you.
3D.
I got you.
It's forced. It's stuck like that. Whereas you got where it would accommodate everybody because of everybody's coming together and all these different franchises, SNK, Capcom. Let's say you can change the settings to how you want to play your experience. Do I want to play a King of Fighters type of style? Do I want to play a Street Fighter type of style? Marvel versus Capcom type of style? 3D Tekken type of like you have these different options for one, different practice modes, and two, you have a different rank system so that it's fair, so nobody can go into the 3D part, get rank up, and then
Okay,
go
okay.
into the 2D part as that rank. Like no, like you're a god in 3D, but you're a scrub in the 2D, and let's make it all. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what they're gonna do. They're gonna go. People gonna play their favorite archetype, whether it's 2D or 3D, or
Hmm.
three tag or two-man tag or three-man tag. You know, I want all those. I want three-man tag battle, two-man tag battle, solo battle, 3D and 2D and 2.5D. I want all those
Two and a
different
half D.
types
Well,
of types of options for that game if they make it, because that would encompass every type of FGC person, the people who like only 3D games, the people who like the high pace, fast fighting, where you 3D fighting, air comboing and stuff, air blocking,
All
and you
right.
got your slow it down, DNF duel, Street Fighter, slow it down, neutral type of game. Like whatever your flavor is, this game would cover it. But go ahead, it's your turn.
All right. For me, I would probably say 2D since most of these games are 2D already.
Right. But like, you got to
So,
remember, dead or alive characters are going to come too.
oh, so dead.
And Soul Calibur characters. So remember, you got to. That's why I
Mm,
said I don't want to interrupt
okay.
you. I'm sorry, but I want to make sure we cover everything because all of these were in that photo. All these companies: Virtua Fighter, Tekken, Soul Calibur, Dead or Alive. All those little 3D fighting games. A handful of characters from each one because you don't want to like saturate the roster with just one company, and then the 2D
So
companies, all of them.
DOA is under what, Sega?
I think Sega. Yep. I think yep. Sega.
Because I always thought they were some other company. All right then. And shouts to DOA. I used to wreck shop way back on the Dreamcast, but it's been
Yeah.
years. Um, but if that's the
That's why I
case,
say. That's why I say include the 3D option for those people who coming from the 3D world to try to. It's because put it like this. Even if it is a 2D, even if it is a game that's stuck in one state, everybody's still gonna play it. Period.
yeah.
Everybody gonna buy it. But you know the thing about FGC, it's the staying on the game that they have those issues with. Game comes out and it's hot for 2 months, but then people fall off. Make it to where everybody can play the type of game they want to play. Whereas I don't like 2D, I don't like 3D. You ain't gotta like it. You can play 2D on this game, and you can stay a high level 2D person and never go into the 3D portion of the game. That's you have that option. Just give me the option,
Okay,
and I can
okay.
decide if I want to do
Or
that or not.
because I know they're gonna be screaming and crying about money. At least the adults in the room will. So
Yeah, it's
maybe
gonna be
something where
$100 for
like
that game.
you can
It's gonna
buy
be
the 3D version, but if you want also the 2D, then you gotta pay an extra $15 or something.
that'll be a
I,
good way to sell it. Yeah,
they'll figure out a way to nickel and dime that stuff.
most definitely.
But so I'd say maybe have Bandai Namco and Sega head up the 3D stuff,
Yeah.
and then maybe have ARCSys just fully take over all the 2D. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
Now you
sorry,
getting
yo.
biased.
Look,
Now
I
you
know
being
I know
now you
there's gonna
being
be my
biased.
Capcom. I know my Street Fighter folks are gonna come up in here. And I know my King of Fighter folks are gonna come up in here. But the bottom line is
Because you're being biased.
the this isn't even biased. The bottom line is ARCSys makes beautiful looking games.
Yes,
Bottom
I can't
line.
argue with you. I'm not arguing with you at all.
Street
I'm not-
Fighter 5 does not look as interesting as Guilty Gear Strive or
It doesn't.
Blaze Blue for that. Shoot, look at Dragon Ball. Just like
Yeah.
watching that game, like fighters is like crazy to just watch. So,
Yeah.
this is no diss, but yo, when it just comes to visual beauty on the screen,
Yeah.
just y'all
Totally
need to just
agree.
let ARCSys do that. Just let
Totally
ARCSys do
agree.
that. Y'all can join in with drawing the characters, redrawing the characters, then they can start rigging them up on the 3D and then kind of phase them as 2D and stuff. And it would be cool to see those characters in sort of an anime style. And even though they're already kind of like Japanese created characters, but we haven't seen the kind of anime ARCSys version of Chun-Li, Ryu, Mai Shiranui, Rock Howard, any of these characters, that I think, with those crazy, thick, dark lines would look. And then have it, yeah, I think something where either tag or have that metering system like CVS2 did, where you can have 3 people on the team or 2 people on the team, you know what I'm saying? Maybe something like that. Or just straight up be like, yo, it's 3-on-3 or 1-on-1. Because I think 3-on-3 is kind of fun too. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are already used to it between fighters and KOF.
Yeah.
Um, and then that would be crazy just to have a team of, like, for instance, if I could run a team of like Faust, Mai Shiranui, and like Rashid or something like that, that would be crazy.
But you
Like,
said Rashid, so that implies that Capcom would have some input on their character, Street Fighter.
yeah, yeah. I mean, of course, they get, their artists to come in and help draw them, draw them up the anime style that they like or
Oh,
whatever.
so you said you just want Capcom to just draw the characters. That's it. You don't want them to have no type of technical input.
Well, I mean, we already know the moves. Tell them the moves you want them to do. You know what I'm saying?
You have revoked Capcom's damn. They can't. You can't make no more fighting games. I see what you're doing there. I see you done took your belt off and you done whooped somebody, but you don't want to say it. You done put somebody across your knee against somebody and thinking because you said no. You all you do is
Yo,
draw.
look,
That's you just draw.
like Capcom. All right, so here's my thing with Street Fighter. Street Fighter like used to look cool,
Yeah.
but now the more I watch it, just the more bland it looks.
Yes.
And
Yes.
after seeing the kind of like the teaser trailer for Street Fighter 6, I don't really
Yeah.
have much excitement for it, especially after playing Strive so much and having so much playing that, and then seeing DNF Duel, also
Mhm.
seeing stuff coming down the pike like Corrupt. I am not interested for real. But
But at least give it a try when it comes out. Make
yeah,
some content for it.
I'll see what the
Because
what the
you might
games
end
are
up
looking like.
liking it. You might end up
Yeah,
liking it. You never know.
and then
But I
depending
feel
on
where
if they
your
who they bring
skepticism.
in and bring back and stuff like that too.
Yeah, I definitely feel your skepticism on Street Fighter Six. I'm not gonna give you no mess about it because
Yeah,
I'm not weary of it, but I'm not super like eager. Like oh, I can't wait for Street Fighter Six. Like I'm really not. Nah,
but
I'm not hating. I'm just not tripping
yeah,
off it.
but when we start talking about Sega and Soul Calibur,
Right.
and so you got DOA with Sega and Soul Calibur on the Namco side, at least I think. Um, my boy Khalik, I ain't worked nobody out with Khalik in a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that yo having like Khalik and I don't know, like Khalik Sagat and like it would just be crazy. And like Ryu from DOA, Hayabusa. Like
Mhm.
that that's just it's just crazy just imagining that. And you
Just imagine a whole ninja squad. Ryu Hayabusa. If they do right by him, the guy from Samurai Showdown, the ninja,
oh uh
not Galford, not the white boy ninja,
yeah, I know who you're
the
talking about.
black
I can't think of his
ninja one.
name. Oh
Yeah,
man.
him. And then another ninja, like of course, every franchise has their ninja characters.
Hmm.
Like you could take Virtua Fighter, that ninja. Like it'd be just a dope people would have ninja squad. Like and then Tekken,
Yeah.
you got Raven. Like it's just how you work it. But that's if you play the 3D 3-on-3 mode. Because I was saying like have single player mode, 2-on-2 mode, and 3-on-3 mode. As far as
Ah,
2D
word.
mode and 2D mode and 3D mode. So you have these
Mm.
different modes, and then let's get saucy with it. Since we blowing money and we coming together as a different as a unit, all
Yep.
these franchises coming together. Let's get saucy with it. Let's go into these 2D modes and make it 2-on-2, 3-on-3, 1-on-1. Go into the 3D modes and make it 2-on-2, 3-on-3, 1-on-1. All separate rank systems,
That'd be
all
crazy.
separate modes to accommodate each franchise's game. So you know how like I don't have an issue with battle royale games. It's just that sometimes we're bringing in these guest characters, and the guest character has to play under the rules of this game. Like, like me and you talked about Samurai Showdown last episode. How biking didn't just not just biking, just Samurai Showdown. Period. Like the game itself is we just don't like it, and biking on that game is just like ugh, you know. But she plays very well in Guilty Gear Strive. So instead of
Yeah, yeah.
one company kind of like neutering the guest characters, Let
Yeah.
all these characters fight the way they fight from their franchise. And that way, the best way to use them would be in 3D. So let's say you can give me a 2D version of a 3D character, and that character will have to follow 2D rules.
Yeah, so they
And,
have
and
much less moves
right,
and stuff like that.
right. So they'll be weak. So it wouldn't be a good idea probably for you to choose the 3D character in the 3D mode. But if you feeling good about yourself and you can overcome the handicap, because automatically every character on the roster is gonna have to have a weakness. First of all, you're a 2D character in a 3D world, so you're limited. You're a 3D character in a 2D world, so you're limited.
Yeah, because you're
And,
gonna have
and
to. They're either gonna have to figure out ways
yeah,
to,
to overcome those limitations.
or either
Because
like translate those moves into, because Tekken
yeah,
characters have like 100 moves per character.
right. And
It
so
like it.
which means the 2D version of the Tekken character, if you play the 2D mode in this hypothetical game,
Yeah.
which means they're only going to have a limited amount. And then if the 2D character, like say Ryu, let's say you take Ryu into the 3D mode of that game, but Ryu's
Hmm.
going to do his moves in 3D, but they're going to look all out of place. And hey, it's the mode you chose. That's the character you picked. So you got to deal with that handicap. I'm saying give the characters, every character on this game, the weakness of them playing in a different mode. Whereas you're gonna make a version of them for 2D and 3D, but but they're stronger in their element. If that makes sense. Like
Yeah, I get you.
the characters that come from Virtua Fighter, go play in 3D, the 3D mode of the game, and you'll get the best out of that character. And then vice versa. If you playing with Ryu and Ken on the 3D version of this game, you're not gonna get the best out of them. So if you pick them because you just want to play 3D today, and hey, if you do well, great. But the 3D characters are gonna destroy you because you're a 2D character in a 3D world. And I think that will be a dope, that would make the game automatically balanced. You see what I'm
I get
saying?
you. Yeah.
Automatically, the game
And
is balanced.
all right, cool. So DOA is from Tecmo. So,
Yeah,
but I mean, we can still throw it in because DOA, and I didn't know they were already all the way up to
you're right.
to
Tecmo,
DOA 6. So
Tecmo, you're
that's
so right.
so dag. Last time I played DOA was last time I played DOA was DOA 2 or 3.
Yeah,
So it's been a minute. But is that's something that I think would work. If so because any translated moves might be great, might not be great. It depends.
but put them there anyway
Yeah.
because them being there makes the character have a weakness automatically because this move doesn't translate well in the 3D world and vice versa.
Hmm.
Like, so a person who's playing the 2D mode of that game will probably do well to pick 2D characters as their main characters instead of trying to mix 2D and 3D together, which obviously you can, but that 3D character is going to have some weaknesses because they're in 3D or 2D. I think the mechanics of it, right? The
Mm,
implication of those mechanics will be difficult, but all of y'all coming together, Namco,
yeah.
Capcom's, FNK, all of y'all coming together in a room, y'all figure that out.
Yeah, because
Y'all will figure that out
there was
because
a
there's too many of y'all.
yeah, there's a quote saying basically it'd be okay to form a joint venture company to make it too, but creators are not the ones who get to decide. These adults will bicker about which company gets to handle what.
You said that. You said that before you even read that part of the article. That's
Yeah,
funny.
so
But
it's
you see,
like
because we kind of know how we're dreaming right now. Just
yeah,
everybody listening, everything we said up to this point, we're dreaming.
yeah,
But
we're just
we
dreaming.
didn't. But this ain't our idea. They said this. These are the
Yeah,
developers talking amongst themselves. They brought the idea to the
saying like,
table.
hey, we're not against this.
We're not
So
against this. Like if y'all was ever thinking about this, have y'all? I know because most developers are gamers. They grew up being a gamer. They went to college, got the degree, and became a gaming
mhm.
developer. So they kind of know how we think because they are us. So it's a great idea. All of y'all get together and make a big ass battle royale fighting game. Sorry for
that
cussing.
that could be
Big battle.
crazy.
Yeah, and then but the application of it has to work. This will fail depending on how you apply it. See,
Yeah, you're
my
right.
idea is not flawless, but think about my idea how I set it up. Like just think about it. Like it really think about how if they were to do this, if they did it like that, do you not think that you not believe that that would grab everybody?
Yeah,
Everybody would
there
play
would
this
be
game.
there wouldn't be any room for like complaints. Now, people are it's the internet. People are going to figure out a way to complain,
Oh yeah,
but
but I don't care about
if
those
you
guys. I'm talking
have
about the
and then
whole.
like you said having those separate rankings, so you have the 1v1 rankings, you got the
Right,
2v2 rankings, you got the
right.
3v3 rankings, and all of those are also split along 2D and 3D space. So you could this game could literally have its own esports event.
Think about it. Think
Like
about it. You just said that. Think about it.
this game that
You
we're
could.
just wishing
Here's,
up
here's
because
why.
you're
Go
talking
ahead. Go
about
ahead.
6 events. You're talking about 3 on the 3D side and 3 on the 2D side. So you're
Yeah.
essentially talking about an esports event by itself. And of course, once you start throwing in the amount of characters that say if 10 characters per game, I mean, what games are we? I mean, it depends on. I mean, Capcom, you can have 10 from Street Fighter, 10 from say Darkstalkers, 10 from uh something like Rival Schools. So that's like 30 right there. This,
Yeah.
and we're not even outside of one company. Then Namco, that's another 20 to 30. So it's like this game could essentially have say like 100 characters easy. And then one thing I would say is keep it like DNF Duel, where everyone is maxed out. Don't
Okay.
don't hinder anyone. Just max them out. This is a crazy game. Let it be crazy.
But
I
of
mean,
course,
not no infinites,
you see what they
nothing
right
like
because I
that.
was y'all finished.
Yeah,
You know, I was finished. Go
no infinites,
ahead.
but let them don't be like, all right, this fireball is usually full screen. Let's make it only like 75% screen. No, like just let them be the character, like the best version of the character they've always been. So for instance, if the best version of Ken from Street Fighter was Third Strike, then use all his abilities from Third Strike. Or if the best version of Mai Shiranui was from KOF, I don't know, KOF
13.
13, then
The
use that one.
cartoon 13.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like all of those things. Like, or Fatal Fury, whatever, or in NetherRealm, if the best version of Shang Tsung was in MKX instead of MK11 or something like that, use that version. Like, so
Well, I think
everyone,
remember, I think Mortal
no
Kombat will
one,
be the only game excluded though.
oh, which one?
Mortal Kombat is the only game excluded from this. They didn't invite Ed Boon on.
Oh, oh, we'll
Ed
see.
Boon
Oh,
was
yeah,
not
because I
part of this
forgot the
conversation.
yeah, because Ed Boon is on the other side of
Yeah.
the world.
So
So,
that's the only game that would get left out of this battle royale. Mortal Kombat, NetherRealm would not make it. DC,
hmm,
Marvel versus DC, or no, DC versus what is it?
uh,
Mortal Kombat versus DC.
yeah, Mortal Kombat versus DC.
Like those games, those NetherRealm fighting games is the only game that wouldn't be a part of this. This would be exclusive to the group that we mentioned
All right.
already.
Well, yeah, because I was looking at the graphic they made for the article. NetherRealm is on there. So,
Oh,
and
it is on there. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
the graphic for
Remember,
NetherRealm is on the article. And guys, the
I didn't
article
finish
I'll
it
have the
though.
link to the article in the description below.
I stand corrected. I didn't finish watching the full show, so you know what? I'm
Because
gonna shut my mouth.
If Ed was there, because I mean they at least put the logo for NetherRealm up there.
Okay.
So,
Okay. So
have
my
and I
bad.
mean
Correction.
imagine NetherRealm characters in a different style drawn by like, and then basically same moves, just you kind of have to cut out the blood. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
You could do your thing where hey, you can hit the button where it's like the blood is on or the blood is off. And then,
Yeah.
you can basically like they did for Super Nintendo way back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
But that means they would have to do fatalities for the whole roster. I don't. That'd be a lot of.
Man, that's
So I
no.
just think
Actually,
that they.
you can leave it just to NetherRealm, so that could be cool. Like only they have fatalities. Like, and you
Okay.
have to do
Okay.
like a special.
Okay.
You got to do like a special move, like right after. Like it only shows up if you have a NetherRealm character it'll be like,
The option to do
finish
the
him or
attack. Okay.
whatever, or finish
Okay.
her. That could be cool.
Okay. You're right. You know what? You're right, because I said that. I did say that as part of my little thing when I said like leave the characters in their realm. Like they play like if you play. So that means then you have to add another mode then, because if Mortal Kombat makes it in, right? Then you have to play Mortal Kombat like Mortal Kombat. Imagine Tekken. Imagine like Law on a Mortal Kombat engine, like the stiffness of Mortal Kombat, because Mortal Kombat is just as stiff as KOF 15. Maybe I just think that the Mortal Kombat game might have issue with this game because Mortal Kombat plays a certain way and it just does not play like anything else but Mortal Kombat. You know what I'm saying? And I think the devs would have a difficult time translating Mortal Kombat into a 3D, high-paced 2D tag battle system. Like they can do tag battle, right? But high-paced air blocking, air combo. Like imagine Sub-Zero and Scorpion doing air combos and air dashes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like on some Dragon Ball Z
that
stuff.
would be crazy.
But now maybe because I can't conceive it, it's not like it can't happen.
And maybe that can just be part of their limitations or the part of their upgrade. Like, hey,
I don't know.
It's 2D. Everybody got the air block. Sub-Zero and Scorpion, all of them would look a little different because they're going into the kind of 2.5D ARCSys kind of look.
Right.
And then on 3D, that would be, think about the way the ice floor would work on 3D. You would be really screwed in a 3D space.
Yeah, see, but
that could actually make those characters a lot better.
A lot of this is above my pay grade, so I'm just doing I'm trying to conceive it, but you know what? What the hell? Put Mortal Kombat in there, I guess, if y'all can figure it out.
Yeah. So have MK in there, and then if you're playing an MK character, when you end the last person, or if you're 1v1 or you end the last person on a tag, it'll give you an opportunity to finish them. And if not, then you just don't. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, like you win or something like that.
Right.
So that could be real cool. That could be a lot of fun, for real.
Well, I personally like the idea though. The whole idea about this is really dope.
Yeah, the fact that they even think about it is cool.
Yes, the fact that the people who make the fighting game sat down at Harada's bar to have drinks and discuss a hypothetical like this is gold for us as the FGC. Like, and I don't understand. Like, maybe me and you the only ones talking about it, other than Harada's bar, because I don't see nobody. I don't see Button Check in that store. I don't see nobody talking like Maximilian. Nobody's talking about what they just talked about. Like, do y'all realize like?
This could be crazy.
Yeah, this could actually happen, because think about it. The article says, and that's just the article quoting from the bar. Like, you got to watch the episode. It's all
because there's way more statements that they make it.
It's all subtitles. They speak in Japanese, but at the end of the day, Harada's bar, you can watch. I'm subscribed to Harada's bar. I just don't, I ain't just like a fanboy like that. So when I saw this and I sent it to you, I glanced at it for a minute, pressed play and watched a little bit, but I was doing too much, so I just hadn't. If you're gonna watch that, you gotta read the caption. You can't just listen to them talk to you unless you know Japanese. So it's probably a lot that was said, but if you think about it, here's what I'm getting at. These guys make the games that we play and sit up and talk about. And they sitting up here talking about how they would love
they want to.
And you know that they CEOs is listening to them. You mean to tell me they don't watch Harada's bar?
There's probably at least a couple CEOs with dollar signs in their eyes right now,
that saw that episode, right? So
because
so me and you talk about, like, think about a nerd. This could be big, bro. Now I don't expect to see it until 2026 or something.
Yeah, Aoki even says. Aoki even says, it says Aoki suggests doing something brand new and original between the companies, but Harada shoots that down pretty quickly because it likely wouldn't sell without the iconic characters and series that the fans know and love. Right. which
Right. Right.
I think we could take a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Say each company throws in 15 characters and five brand new, never ever seen, never ever known about characters.
Right.
Then
Just
you kind
brand
of get a
new.
little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Right.
And then imagine like the levels, man. You could go and take all the classic levels that people have always loved and like, update them. And you can do something where you like you reach out to, the FGC like, "Hey, let's do a voting thing." You can even do a voting thing and you can do a voting thing and then make it a charity as well. Like, "Hey, everybody put in your vote, $1 per vote for your favorite level ever. The top 30 levels will win, and all the money will go to MS research or something." You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So you could actually make this kind of like fun and also do a little something something with it. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you get like these classic levels, and then like say you update, everybody's favorite top 30 levels, and then maybe you throw in five extra new ones that no one's ever seen. And yeah, that could be cool. You know what I'm saying? This is like you said, this is like a gamer's dream.
Yo, and it's the dream that I was getting at. It's not just the gamer's dream. It's a dream that the people making the game is thinking like this. Like,
Yeah.
dude, I don't.
Oh,
Maybe I'm
imagine the
just tripping,
special interactions. Oh yes, that's another thing.
fam.
Every character has to have a special interaction, no matter what. Like even if it's characters that aren't really played off of each other or no, just make them up. Make something up. Like make them say something, or maybe even a scoff, look at each other, something like that. Anything. Like imagine Ken walking in and looking at like Scorpion, or
Like, who's this guy?
imagine Akuma's look at Shang Tsung, or imagine how Blanca might look at Goro, or how King might look at I don't know. I'm trying to think of another like how King might look at the on KOF the what is it, the bear or whatever,
T-Zoc.
like that. Just all these interactions could be super cool.
Oh yeah,
And I'm
it'll be so hype, bro.
yo this is extremely good for, and like you said, this is a game that could be done. Like if they, the only thing is y'all can forget about y'all games y'all playing now.
Oh yeah,
ain't gonna be no season twos and threes.
and here's another truth that everybody, if this was to happen, everybody would have to like understand. Like this game ain't gonna be 59.99 coming out, bro.
Oh nah, this
Nah, the
game is
game gonna be
probably gonna be 200 a
before the
pop.
DLC. Before the DLC, the game probably gonna be like 125 at
Yeah,
launch.
I
As well,
figure
it should
to
be
get the
because
deluxe
all of.
edition, you're probably looking at 200.
And here's why I would, like, as cheap as I am, I would agree with that price
Yep.
because all these different game developers coming together to put all these resources into this game to give us all these different mechanics to accommodate each genre and each character's lore, or it's like nobody will be able to complain about nothing because if you don't like the 3D, you can
Yeah.
play 2D. If you don't like 2D, you can play 3D. If you don't like tag battle, you can play single player. If you don't like single player, you can play
And you're
like
gonna
whatever.
get and you're gonna get your basics of like cross play, rollback. Like, dude,
Every listen,
this is
if
you
they,
know what? I'd
I say
say
10
they could.
characters, I should probably say 5 characters from each one because it's a battle royale.
Okay,
And then
okay.
and then a DLC would be one DLC from each genre. So let's give us 3 seasons. Give us the same rollout. The game itself with a
Hmm.
base roster of probably 50 characters, maybe 60
Hmm.
base roster, and then each season you'll give us one, not one DLC, but one character from each roster,
Per
from
season.
each genre, right?
Okay.
So season one, or if it's 60 characters, and let's say we got 5 or 6 or 7 different games or gaming companies in there, then each season will be like 6 or 7 different DLC characters, and each DLC will represent each game. Like you'll get a Tekken
Man,
DLC,
do
you'll get
you
a
know
Street
the
Fighter
hype
DLC.
around this joint?
Fam, it would definitely put the FGC on a map in the sense to say you got your group who only play Tekken or 3D fighting games. And they gonna be the Tekken gods and they gonna be the 3D gods. And you're gonna have your 2D guys who can mash buttons and do those hyper crazy 200 hit combos and
Yeah.
still connect every hit and not drop the combo like those guys. And you're gonna have your methodical guys who just play slow pace fighting because there's a gaming mode on there that lets you play one on one. I
Hmm.
want to play one on one. I
Get your
only want to
footsie
play
on and
Tekken.
stuff.
Right. And they'll max out and be gods in that mode. And then you go to the esports event
Word up.
and there'll be a championship cup for each and every like rank mode. Each
And
and
to
every
help them make their
situation.
money back to fuel it, then
Yes.
they can just have like a joint pot esport event that they run. You know what I'm saying? That so it's like they have their own Evo, you know what I'm saying, for lack of a better term, just for
Yeah.
this game. And all the money is split up between
The
those,
winner.
between those developers. And of course, the winners get a bigger pot.
Right.
And yeah, I think this is something that actually could, after a lot of, I mean, look, let's look at it this way. If we could see the Fox Disney merger happen, if
Right.
we could see the Comcast NBC Universal merger happen,
Hmm.
I think this is possible.
And
Because I ain't even trying to
imagine,
imagine all the logistical work between the Fox and Disney joint.
and imagine the microtransactions they will make off DLC
Oh
costumes.
yeah, the costumes, the
And
suits, the
like
shoes, whatever.
like because the game because it's that game, people will still do the microtransactions and the game have a good 6 or 7 year stretch of constantly updating any bug patches,
Yeah,
update anybody that's found a way to glitch and get a death combo that's not fair. Like y'all keep patching it and keep it going. Like they would, all of those gaming companies will make money
yeah,
amongst
definitely.
themselves because everybody will buy into this game. Like if you selling it at 125 at launch, and then overall by the time everybody get everything, you've been and spent $300. You made
Yeah,
$300 off each copy of this game.
because if you
Y'all
come
all
in,
can split that money.
the deluxe edition that launch that gives you the launch and all of season one would be $200.
Right.
Season
The
two
deluxe
would
edition.
probably run you about 30. Season three will run you another 30 or so. So once you finish, you're probably in to spend about
I forgot.
$300 on this. And if you buying all the hairstyles and the suits and the shoes and everything,
If
shoot,
they
you
even
might
have
end
a
up spending
custom
like
mode.
500 on this. Like what is it? Maximilian just did a tweet talking about like the real cost of fighting games when it comes to all the DLC and everything. Like if you
Yeah, I
were to
remember
buy
that.
it
I saw
all,
that.
you know
I
what I'm
saw
saying?
that.
Like if you were to buy
People
it
end
all,
up
like
spending
of
like
course.
I think it came out to like $1,200 or something like that. What do you say? I
Wow,
don't. It was a comma on there, bro. You end up
dang.
spending a comma on one fighting game, bro. A comma,
Like I
even if
mean,
it's crazy.
let's see. I got the deluxe of Strive, and that was like 84 or something like that. Season two comes. I'm most likely going to get that, which is probably going to be another maybe $15-$20. So that's at 100 already, and that's just like one company's. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I can see it easily being like 30. All in after you're done. But I would not be against paying that. Like I
Because of the
wouldn't.
circumstances and because of
Yeah,
the hype. Not even the hype. It's like automatically we all should understand the cost of making something like this, the
yeah,
endeavor.
yeah,
Right. This will be a very costly endeavor. Just that's why they said in that little article is like how it is unlikely that it would happen because of the cost. But it's like, but if you convince them that they'll make their money back by polling the FGC, how do we feel about this idea? What we like? Get our ideas right. Let everybody get their crazy bonkers ideas out, and then y'all survey those ideas and see what's the best idea. That's why we're making
mm,
this video because if they do poll us, they could click on this and hear what we're saying Like
Yep.
this one, if you're gonna do it right, and don't and like that's why I say what would so we talked about what would all the good parts. How would this fail outside of the cost? I say another way it would fail. If you give us the game stuck in one state, whether you give it
Mm,
to us in a 3D state, you give it to us in a 2D state, you give it to us in a 2.5D state, or you give it to us in a high pace, high flying 3D, three on man, 3-on-3 state. Don't give us this. If you're gonna, in other words, if y'all gonna get together and do this thing, because it's unlikely, but if you do, if it happens, if it actually happens, because anything is possible, don't give it to us in one state. Let us choose the type of
okay.
mode we want to play in. Don't make it only 3D. Don't make it only 2D. Don't make it only 3-on-3 or 2-on-2. Like, give me the option,
Okay.
and
Okay.
then make a lobby system to where if you go into the rank lobby, you are only being ranked on the mode that you're playing, and that rank doesn't apply to the other 3D, 3-on-3, 3D, whatever
Yeah, I
modes you
feel you.
got.
I feel you
And
on
then
that.
as you design the characters for whatever mode they're playing, of course the 3D version of a 3D character is going to be at their best. But if you translate them into 2D mode because they're still on the roster for you to pick them, well, at least you know that character's going to have some weaknesses in that
Yeah, they'll be a
particular
little
breath.
different, or like a
And if
move will be
you
swapped, or they
and if
might not
and,
have whatever move.
and if you a skilled fighter, you would overcome that challenge by playing a 3D character in a 2D game where they only have a limited type of movement, limited thing because of the way that they're designed and the way that they come from. And then vice versa. Let's say you put Ken and Ryu in Tekken. If you play the 3D version of this game, I'm playing with Ken and Ryu in Tekken. I'm going to shoot the fireball. Well, Ken and Ryu, y'all got to sidestep. And if Ken and Ryu can't sidestep, they're gonna get beat down in Tekken. And it's like if you can Akuma's in Tekken, so we've already been shown that you can put Street Fighter in
Yeah.
Tekken because we playing with Akuma right now. So
So
you can give me
basically, since you
Sagat,
have
you can give me
Akuma, that means that Ken, Ryu, Den,
Sagat,
and
all of them,
Sakura
every
and
last,
Sag and
all of them,
Sagat are already rigged,
all of
basically.
all of them can be. You can have a Tiger uppercut, a Tekken version of a Tiger uppercut. What I'm saying is, just know that if you play with Sagat in the 3D mode, you're probably gonna be handicapped a bit, and Kazuya's gonna lightning punch you and beat the crap out of you. But if you softy and you good, and you can still beat Kazuya with Sagat, then you dope and you can clip that replay. We'll have so much content to put out. Do you
Yeah.
realize, nerd? Do you realize? I'm gonna let you go in a minute. Do you realize that if this game was a thing, how many different skilled people there'll be? This guy is a god in the 2D fight. He got all the little combo videos. And then
Hmm.
do you? Everybody will eat. Everybody would eat. Nerd, go ahead. Go
Everybody eats B.
ahead. Everybody go eat, bro. If they do this,
If
do,
if they roll it like this, if they roll it kind of like we're saying, do the 3D and the 2D, because they have the developers and the teams to do it.
right? Yes, they
This
do.
game would this game would probably live and die on if it's actually finished when it ships.
Yup, because you know
So
how they give. Yup, you
so
sure right. I'm
like
glad you said
because a lot of people
that.
forget the pain of Street Fighter Five when it first dropped. Like because
Yep.
now you got Championship Edition and everything's fixed and everything's awesome now.
Yeah.
But when it first shipped, the game was not finished. It wasn't ready. So the biggest thing would be for them to give the
Finished
biggest thing would
product.
probably be for them to not even give us a date until beta 1 or beta 2.
No, no.
And then
Here's the thing. I don't want a beta for that game.
oh okay, don't even
I
oh
don't
okay.
know because the beta. I think. Okay. Ah, man. How can I say this? I don't want to say this and sound crazy. Okay. I like the DNF dual beta. I
All
like
right.
the fact that KOF 15 gave us the beta. I didn't like the game, but at least I did play the game. And the purpose of a beta is to say, okay, do you like this? Don't you like it? Right. I get the
And kind of
concept.
see if they can work out some bugs or something,
But
or at
I
least
think
catch some
I
bugs.
think something like this game, there's too many different developers touching this game, and it wouldn't be fair for the KOF side or the Marvel side or the Capcom side,
Okay.
for us to have a beta, a beta is unfinished. First of all, it's unfinished.
True.
So don't let us touch it. No, I'm against the beta for this game. Just
Okay.
finish it, roll it out, give it to us, finished package. Like you said, on rollout on launch day, it was a deluxe edition, a base edition, whatever. Start off at 100. I don't care, but no beta. Just say as you're doing it. Show us some trailers, hype us up, and then release it on the day you're gonna release it. Let us play it.
I'd
Day
say don't
one.
even give us a date.
Yeah, no beta. The reason I say no beta is because there's too much going into this game. We're already gonna have 60 characters at base roster. You gotta have 60
you're
because
probably
you gotta represent everybody.
Even in your case where you said 5 characters per game, you're
Yeah.
probably still looking at about 60. All right, so 5 from Mortal Kombat,
Yeah.
5 from Street Fighter,
Yeah, 5 of the top best. Everybody poll and get
5
this,
from when it comes to SNK, it's more like 5 from Samurai Showdown, King of Fighters, and Fatal Fury to a certain degree. So that's 15 right there.
Mhm.
Plus the other 10 that we already got. Then with Capcom, it's not just Street Fighter. So going to add 5 probably from rival schools, add 5 probably from
Right. It
something
might be
like
100 base roster. It might be 100 base. It might be Marvel vs. Capcom 2's roster because it's 100 characters on that roster.
So
Or at least
you're
75.
you're probably I'd say base. I think 60 is a good base. Well, that actually might be low. So you're right. It might be a base something almost looking at like something like 80.
I say base 60, and that's a number I pulled out the air because I only said 60 because I'm trying to accommodate every genre. I'm trying to accommodate Tekken. I'm trying to accommodate Street Fighter. And if you say 10 apiece, that's a lot of characters, which would make the game crowded. We don't want the game to be crowded. We want the game to, in other words, I don't want everybody from Street Fighter on this game. I don't want everybody from Tekken on this game. I only want the best, like you can, of course, I don't play with Kazuya and Heihachi and Jin, but I wouldn't have an issue if the Tekken representation was Kazuya, Heihachi, Jin, King, and Law. Like,
that makes sense. That makes sense.
Gave us, if there was the only Tekken character you gave me, I wouldn't even trip. Like, I don't have to have Leroy. Like, that's fine.
I get like the characters that you just brought up. It makes sense for those. Those are kind of
those are the main characters. You got Kazuya, Jin not so much, but Kazuya and Heihachi definitely. Law definitely. King definitely. Right?
Yeah, so basically we'd be starting out with sort of like the ambassadors of each game.
The ambassadors, that's a better word. I couldn't think of a word. Great word. So that's why I said 60, and it could be more than 60. I ain't stopping it at 60. I was just trying to accommodate everybody, and that's the number. I said, I was thinking to myself, what's a good number? Gotta be a big number because we gotta accommodate everybody. So I said 60, but 80, it could be 80. It's just this base roster and not
Arxis with Guilty Gear, because I'm pretty sure Faust is not going to make it. Not if we're talking about. If we talk about
Soul
5.
And Kai in there off top. Soul and Kai is in there.
It's Soul Kai. Well, you know what? Faust has been around for a while. He might actually make it.
Maybe he'll be DLC, but he won't be the ambassador. Maybe
it'd probably be something like Soul Kai. Pot might make it.
Potemkin definitely, because Potemkin has been in every single Guilty Gear, every one of them.
Yeah, so
Potemkin is the king, he's the grappler of the game. Yeah. So he's like Zangief. So for Street Fighter, you get Ken, Ryu, Chun-Li, and Zangief.
Yeah. And then Ken, Ryu, Chun-Li, one more. So I guess I don't know. Bison, I guess it makes sense.
Probably Bison. Yeah. Sagat, Bison. Maybe, but maybe not Sagat. Sagat to be DLC. Future DLC. Right. We don't need Sagat to space roster. Like, I'm saying the characters. I'm saying what you're saying. The characters that represent the ambassadors. So, okay, you got Soul Bad Guy, and Kai, Ken and Ryu, Kazuya and Heihachi, Sub-Zero and Scorpion. So on and so forth. on the game, the characters on the front of the box. Virtua Fighter, of
All
course,
right, cool.
Akira. You're right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I got it. Our next talk, we gonna come with our rosters for this game, y'all.
Oh man, don't do me like that, nerd.
Next
That's
next talk,
hard.
next
That's
talk, we gonna
hard.
come with our roster. Our
That's hard, man. You gonna that's some
base
homework
roster.
I
I
gotta
ain't,
do.
I ain't saying you gotta have the DLC, but a base roster. I think a base roster. Yeah, I want to do that. Let's get together in a couple
Oh my god,
days
man.
and do a base roster.
I
I think
don't, man. This is hard, bro. Do you know how many characters? Oh my god, like.
because
Okay, I
this
gotta
would
go
be
back and
fun.
look at the thumbnail again and see which games that they like, what they put in the thumbnail.
Yeah,
And
because
ugh,
right now they got
but they're
Capcom, Bandai Namco, ArcSys, NetherRealm, SNK, Sega, and
that's
I'm gonna toss in Tecmo just in case like Sega bought Tecmo and I didn't know, um, because I'm not sure. But yeah, yeah, we'll, we'll have to check that out. We'll have to check that out definitely.
man, that's a lot. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard, bro.
Yeah, that's what we should do. So guys, look, we gonna wrap y'all up, but look, next time we coming with a roster. All right, coming
So
with a
so this is part one
yep,
of I don't know what you're gonna title the video, but just put part one. This is
yeah,
part one of this because like I said, we didn't this is not our idea. This is not
nope,
me and Nerd Soul's idea. This was Harada and Capcom and all them got they said this. And we just trying to keep talking about it so that they can the more we talk about it, the more it'll actually happen, bro. Like let's talk about this. Cause this I know we about to go, but I would have thought somebody like me and you or somebody from the some fanboy would think of something
yeah,
like this. This is crazy coming from the top. This coming through straight from the top, bro. The OGs is talking about this. This could actually
yeah,
happen if we keep talking about
yeah. So I'm definitely next part two. Part
it.
two, we getting into some rosters.
Yeah. All right.
All right, well, Open Mind, tell them where they can find you.
Check me out, Open Mind, spell it with a Y, and on Twitter, spell it with a Y on YouTube, and I am Open Mind, spell it with a Y on IG. Call it your boy. I game. I run my mouth, but I always show y'all love.
Word up, word up. And of course, NERDSoul, hit that like, subscribe, share this joint out to anyone who likes theorizing about games. FGC, as far as right now on the screen, you are probably nah, you know what? I'm almost absolutely sure you're looking at some Marvel Contest of Champions. It's been a while since I played it. It's a fun time waster. So why not? And it actually looks pretty good for a mobile game. You know, it's a
Yeah,
simple little time waster. You're in the airport, you're in the doctor's office, something like that. It's perfect to just break it out and, you know what I'm saying, get your fight on. So,
right.
anyway, of course, we're going to leave y'all with some dopeness all the time. Get down in them comments. Start putting together y'all rosters. If you put together a dope roster, I would definitely make sure to mention it in part two. But from us to you, thank you for chilling, listening, and all that jazz. And peace.
Peace.